I was in meditation for about an hour a few mornings ago, and all I wanted to do was to be pleasing to the Father and Jesus. I was feeling His presence so much within every part of me. Towards the latter part of meditating on His love, I could feel as if a force in my head, and it wanted to be pushed out from the top of my head. I knew there was a lid, and once lifted, the pluggage could be released. Kind of like having constipation in the head. And I felt there was a lot plugging it, but it seemed really hard to let it out. Next time I know I will ask more for help from the Father to flood it out with His light and pop it open. Phrases like pop the cork and lift off the cap seem to be the closest I can describe to what it feels like. But I knew in that moment that once popped open, there will be a flow going out to the Father, and we will be in sync. In sync. I will know Him all the time and be one with Him continuously, almost euphorically, but in a heightened sense. And I will be one with His thoughts and wisdom continuously. It's like saying, I've reached there, I've made it, I've went on a journey and finally reached the throne. Like Dorothy finally reaching the great wizard. Finally arriving to your destination and being like, I've made it. Like finally reaching the end of the rainbow. Once it is removed, we are like Jesus. Because as Jesus lives through the Father, and He lives by Him, we shall also live through and by Him. As He hears continuously from the Father, so shall we. So you too, Jesus says, shall live by me. As I am one with the Father, so you too shall be one with Him. And no longer you will live, but He shall uphold your life for you and shall live through Him and by Him. Because He is alive, you shall forever be alive, because you are one. He prayed, Father, that they may come to know you as I know you and be one with you forevermore. Also, when this lid is popped off by His light pushing it up and through, this is how you shall hunger and thirst no more, because you are united with the Father and Son by His blood. By His blood, Jesus has united you with Himself, and therefore you are acceptable to the Father. I also know that what I've always desired, to no longer have to be a slave to food, no longer have to eat, but the body being sustained by Him alone through the Spirit, is what happens when this lid is removed off of the head. It's like the light flowing through you within your spirit toward Him and in His throne, one with Him. He is the Good Shepherd. He nourishes us. I could feel the pressure a lot on the top of the head in meditation, that is to say, focusing on the presence of God. But I cannot push it up and out by myself. The task seems too big and too hard. I know only His light flooding in and out can burst it open. Oh, I want to live through you, Father. I want to be continuously connected to you, Father. I don't want to live through this world anymore. I don't want to be bound and connected to this world reality anymore, but your reality only. I'm ready to leave this reality behind and embrace yours, your truths, your kingdom. I no longer want to be bound to this world or by this world. No going back. Because once I'm there, I know there's no turning around. Once you're there, you've made it. And now it's a new life you work within. You do the work within new laws, new realities, new truths. You work within the laws of the Spirit now. The law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus sets you free from the law of sin and death. That is the laws of this world. Your soul has pushed in by your will. And there's no going back now to those old paradigms. You've become worthy to enter because your desire was the unity in love, not the prize of that unity. When the lid pops off, you've entered into a new reality of existence. During the last meditation, I was not even thinking of this. I was just focusing on His love and honestly wanted only to please Him with the exchange of my soul. Then I started to feel this force and pressure on my head, and I knew these things. I felt like it was just a breath away to pop it open. The pushing open starts from within, not on top. It's not that God reaches out His hand and opens the lid, but His light force pushes up from within your very own being. Once this has truly happened, you will wake up the next morning and everything, if not even in that exact moment, will be different. You will not be able to pinpoint what and how it's different, but because your vision has changed within, then the change is seen outwardly. Colors will seem more vibrant. You might hear the sound of the wind or the chirping of the birds in a completely new way. And people's faces will inspire deep love and compassion within you. My focus before was to live through this bounty, wherein I won't be hungry or thirsty anymore because I am connected to Him and have a continual flow of His life sustaining my soul and therefore body and giving that spirit life. Let me include, you may ask, why the obsession? Why is it so important to not eat and drink in this earth? It's because food and drink of the earth, of this world, mostly food, binds you to the reality of this world, to the reality of these limited dimensions. Jesus worked not within the confines of the earthly limited dimensions. He went beyond those. The food binds your body to fleshly paradigms, to fleshly realities. It's a slave. The less food, the more spiritual you become. You may see this even when you're fasting. The lighter the food, the less bound to this world you are, and the more your spiritual senses and capabilities are heightened. I live in this world, but I am not of this world. But now my focus is unity. Unity allows you to hunger and thirst no more. There must be unity and love. And I focus on loving Him, but more so on being able to receive His love. That is where the true transformational power lies. When you sit and wait on the Lord, you first give your love and remember His. Then He extends that love to you afresh, and you just bathe in it. You swirl in it. You marinate in it. You marinate in it. you surrender to it to overtake you without fear, without holding back. Release your soul to Him. Love opens the gates. Love bursts the light open, the light of His love. And my desire is to please Him and to be pleasing to Him and to surrender my soul to Him so that He may be pleased because of His love for me. I don't want to please Him so to receive His love, but because He has shown me His love for me, that is my motivation to please Him by giving Him the most valuable gift that He deserves, which is my soul, which ultimately came from Him anyways. And sometimes I feel like it is not enough. Even that I feel is not enough because of the overwhelming love He has for me. I gladly and willingly dance the love dance with my spirit and His spirit. And this is where the verse comes in, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. Delight yourself in the Lord. Delight yourself with the Lord, in the Lord, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. Because you're no longer focusing on your desires, but your one and only desire has become to please Him and to be pleasing to Him. And you dance with Him in this love arena, receiving His love and giving your love in exchange, in that great love exchange, just trying to give yourself more than He gives His love, but it can never be. He sees this and smiles. You are like a child trying to give more to the Father, and this pleases Him. The Lord's love is much more infinite than ours because He is love and the source of love. Like trying to give more water to the ocean. The ocean is water. The ocean has an infinite amount of water, and it is connected to all other waters. When we can get to the point where we see past our own desires, and our only desire is to please Him with ourselves, so we offer the only thing that is even remotely comparable to His riches, and that is our souls. We offer the sacrifice of our souls, and they melt in the embrace of His love and cause mesmerizing aromas of incense to rise up to the Father. This is ultimately the greatest gift we can give. The Father was pleased at the sacrifice of His own Son because of the incense of the pure, holy, blameless soul of Christ. And remember, we are cleansed by the blood of the Lamb as well. The Father is thrilled by this aroma. It is the perfume of our souls. When this lid is pushed open, it is as if a continual aroma of incense rises to the Father, because as we can now sense Him continuously and be one with Him always, at all times, He can sense us as well. It's the perfect symbiotic love relationship.